Hey everyone, my name is Christina and I'm working with Planned Parenthood Hudson-Peconic to talk to you about how to make your voice heard with one of the most powerful tools at your disposal, your vote. New York State is increasing voting rights to make participating in our democracy easier. PPHP is committed to uplifting our communities through the democratic process, so today I'm going to give you a quick rundown on some new voting legislation in New York and how it affects you. Let's get started. So, in the 2019 legislative session, new voting laws were passed in New York State. Some of these laws were implemented in late 2019, but it's important to keep them in mind for all future elections in New York State. Firstly, early voting has been possible in New York for both state and federal elections since the fall of 2019. Every county does early voting a little bit differently, so for more information about voting in your area, you can visit www.elections.ny.gov. Early voting is an important tool for our democracy on the state and federal levels. Single-day elections can lead to overcrowded polling stations, really long waiting lines, and stressed poll workers. Early voting allows people to vote at their convenience without having to take time off of work or lose hours in their day simply because they are waiting their turn to vote. It also provides adequate time to prevent and correct for mistakes that might occur at the polling station, whether they be due to faulty technology or human error. Next, 16 and 17-year-olds can now pre-register to vote. Show the power of the youth by registering to vote as soon as possible, and you'll have your voter registration ready to go on your 18th birthday. Civic engagement by the youth is critical to improving our communities, but time and time again, voter turnout for young Americans is consistently lower than that of other age groups, and it's time for this to change. We are the future, and we need to use our votes to advocate for the future that we would like to see. Another component of this new voter legislation is voter registration portability. This means that if you move within New York State, all you have to do is update your address with the United States Postal Service, and the Board of Elections will automatically update your voter registration for you. Prior to this legislation, if you moved within the state, you had to re-register to vote with your new address. Now, your New York voter registration will follow you wherever you go, so long as your address is still in the state. These pieces of legislation are a fantastic start to voting reform in New York. However, there's still work to be done to increase voter access. Voting is a constitutional right, but far too many people are prevented from exercising this right every year because of the many voting barriers still in place in our country and state. No person should be denied their ballot because they weren't registered to vote 10 days before the election. We live in a fast-paced world, and our voting methods should keep up with this tempo. Thank you all so much for listening. I hope this video inspired you to get out the vote. If you're not registered to vote, register at bit.ly/voterreg20 to register online, or head on over to PPHP's YouTube page to learn about all the ways you can register to vote. Thank you.